I know we got more questions. We'd love to just keep chatting, but we got two more speakers. Well, three more speakers, technically, because our next one is a duo. Now, I have some fun facts. You guys want to hear some fun facts? Yeah, you do. Fun facts are fun. Okay, so Katerina and Victoria, they went to the same high school and university, and both studied chemical engineering. Wow. Oh my gosh. Their husbands' names rhyme with the company LOHN. Those are John and Con. Awesome. They almost named their company Valence and created scents inspired by different periodic table elements like neon, carnon, oh, that's a typo. Carbon, yep, that makes more sense. And iron. Awesome. Please welcome to the stage, Katerina and Victoria.
All right, hello everybody. It's so great to be here. Such good energy here tonight. My name is Kat.
I'm Victoria.
And we're the co-founders of LOHN. LOHN is a Toronto-based home fragrance company. We make scents designed to elevate your space and take you on a journey. But we know you're not here tonight to listen to our brand pitch or to hear about our products. We're here to share a very real story that happened and that we shared as co-founders with the aspiration that you will learn from it. So, a little bit about Victoria and I. As you heard, we went to the same university and high school, but we really connected on LinkedIn in 2015 because we were both working in the beauty industry. I was at Estee Lauder, Victoria was at L'Oreal, and both of us really wanted to start something of our own. We were obsessed with the power of scent, we were obsessed with packaging design, and just looking at other brands and exploring things on the market. So we connected, we decided to explore some ideas like Valence, and we worked on the brand for 2 years and launched with 4 candles in 2018 and launched LOHN. We started by making candles in our kitchens, you know, how the typical candle entrepreneur does, and just testing out things in our kitchens. We were working and selling candles at markets on the weekends, and we saw some traction. So eventually we graduated from the condo kitchens to Victoria's parents' basement, which is on the pictures on the left there. And we worked out of the basement for a year. And so we were seeing some growth of the brand, and we were pretty stoked.
We decided to quit our full-time jobs in January 2020. That was right before COVID, right? We were in my parents' basement. We were doing everything, packing, shipping, fulfilling orders, driving them to our customers, driving them to our e-com customers. We had our husbands driving and dropping off all of our orders as well. We started getting attention from amazing retailers, which was very cool for us because it was just the 2 of us and 1 student working out of my parents' basement. And we started noticing our brand alongside some really impressive international brands. We were self-funded. All the money that we had to work with was just going back right into the business. We started comparing ourselves to the brands that we were alongside on the shelf, seeing their massive PR campaigns, marketing campaigns, advertising campaigns. They're blowing up on Instagram, they're blowing up on TikTok, they're taking over internationally. That's something that we decided right then and there is what we wanted, and we are gonna go after it. We started getting approached by sales agencies across Canada, in the United States, one in the UK as well. They believed in our brand, they loved our product. They said, you guys are going to go to big places, so we signed on with all of them. We started selling in stores all over the place, started growing our wholesale business, and things were looking up. We decided to move into our own studio, which we did in October 2020, and that's where the fun stuff happens.
So, despite signing on with all of these agencies, we have an agency in Canada, US, UK. We are growing, we're excited, we're stoked. It's COVID. So obviously shit is gonna go down and stores are shut down and supply chain issues, as everyone knows, there were things happening in the world. So We were planning our weddings in the spring of 2021. Super exciting, except we were also relaunching all of our new packaging, and we had 30,000 candle cartons lost at sea for 6 months. Pretty much $30,000 just stuck in inventory. We had no cash in the bank, and we had no inventory to sell at the same time. So naturally, our wholesale sales slowed down, and wholesale is the bulk of our business. We were overstaffed. We had production staff and shipping staff and no product to make. And we stopped paying ourselves. It was a disaster. So we were desperate for a miracle, and that miracle did come along, the shining unicorn from the UK, a huge order from Anthropologie UK. So we get the email and we're like, this is gonna save us. This big retailer, we're going huge, we're going international. This small Canadian brand is gonna be massive. We can't wait, this is gonna be great.
So naturally, we had to go to London to celebrate the launch of us arriving in the UK at Anthropologie. We had been working with this agent for almost a year, half a year at this point, and we had been sending tons of samples to stockists. We had been sending product to influencers and celebrities. Paul Anderson from Peaky Blinders has 10 of our candles, if you want to know. We felt like Jack and Rose. We were going to take over London, and Anthropologie was going to help us get to that international level. As we're starting to prepare for London, things are starting to feel a little bit off. We're not booking meetings with our agent. Our agent has no other orders from other stockists. We're working with a PR agent who is organizing this launch event where we're going to talk to influencers and people of influence in the media to help announce our arrival there. We start getting a little bit closer to the trip, and we're freaking out. We're like, I don't think anything's planned. What are we going to do? How are we going to make the most of this trip to London? So we start frantically emailing stockists on our own and sending out more and more samples. So that's us. We're getting ready to go on the plane. We're still excited. It's been a while since we've been on a vacation, so we're happy about that.
So here we are in London. You know, smiling faces. This is, again, the stuff Neil mentioned at the beginning, you see on social media, and we look happy, but man, oh man, are we freaking out. So we see our products on the shelves at Anthro. That's great, that's exciting. We have our PR launch the next day, the event, with influencers and press you have literally never heard of. It's a disaster. And we frantically, first we have a meeting with our sales agent who we realize had planned nothing for the trip. There are no buyer meetings. There's nothing scheduled for our trip to London. We flew all the way from Canada, and we've realized that there has been no work done to prepare for this trip. So we frantically run around London like drowned rats on a rainy day and drop off samples at 40 or 50 different stores and deliver our candles to all these different buyers. And the buyers ask us, what's your VAT number? Who's your distribution partner? What is shipping gonna cost? And we look at each other, we have no idea. We have no idea what the logistics are going to be in order to expand internationally. We have not planned for this. So here we were, two founders of a small Canadian brand in the UK, just trying to make this trip worth it.
This was us. This was us when we got back. We were pretty, we got home. We're like, what the hell just happened? We're in London, trying to have a good time. People are asking us, wow, so exciting, how was the launch? And meanwhile, we're like, no, it was a disaster. Like, I can't. So Kat and I are like, okay, what do we do? We're still in this situation. We're not paying ourselves. We finally have inventory to sell, so our wholesale is going, but sales are not where we need to be. We don't really have visibility into what's going on that side of the business. And we decide to start working with a new accountant who decides to do a really big deep dive of our business, our expenses, our sales. And we meet with him after a few sessions of working together, and he tells us this one meeting, your business is not sustainable. We felt deflated, like these balloons. We were really depressed at this point in our lives. It was really hard to keep going on. We were pouring our heart and soul into this business. We hadn't gone on a vacation. We had gotten married. We were, our credit cards were maxed out. Our lines of credit are maxed out. We are struggling with what the future of this business holds. What do? Do we have to throw the towel in? I don't know if I'm cut out for it. There's a reason why a lot of people don't start their own business. It's really, really hard. So yeah, that's how we felt.
So to give you an idea of the damage done from this UK expansion project, the overall amount of POs we got from the UK was around $8,000. And for those of you in CPG, you know the cost of goods has to be factored into that. So that doesn't mean profit. And it cost us over $30,000 to expand. So from trademarks to the PR event and the PR agent, the sales agent, the travel, that is what we spent on this trip. So we quite literally thought we were going out of business, and we had to make some changes very quickly. So we did a full financial deep dive on what was going on, and we really tightened things up so that we could continue building our business and living this dream that we thought we had. So what did we do? We had to get rid of and part ways with all the sales agencies because we were paying a commission to them. We took sales in-house. We stopped over-ordering inventory just to save on price breaks. And we created a month-by-month sales plan and projections, and we reviewed the projections and our expenses weekly, and that's something we still do today. So all in all, what did we learn from this experience?
So it wasn't even the loss of this whole UK experience. It was everything that was leading up to it. We were just so blind as to what was going on in our business and put so much faith in anthropology and getting into London. And we had our egos built up by all of these agents that said, you're gonna blow up, you're gonna be the next biggest thing. And when we had no money, the conversation of do we raise? Do we get our friends and family involved? How are we going to afford growth? What are we gonna do? And around the time that we started doing our financial meetings, we really honed in on what our mission, vision, values, and goals were professionally and personally for the business and for ourselves. And what we decided for us is that it's okay to go slow. We were comparing ourselves to these huge brands who we know have lots of funding and backing behind them. And the stress that we felt in this present situation was not something that we wanted to elevate by having investors involved as well. So we decided it's okay, we're gonna go slow, let's take things back to basics. We are a wellness brand. We make candles, essential oils, and room mists, and for a wellness brand, we were not feeling well. So we decided we needed to take stuff back, and we decided for ourselves, it's okay to go slow, and we're telling you too, it's okay to go slow. It's really easy to compare yourself to everyone everything that's going on around you, and it can be challenging to contradict that, but it's okay.
This may sound cliche, it's something we already went through in the activity at the beginning, but always trust your gut. When I was booking the flights to London, I was like, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea. Why are we both going? Why are we wasting this money? And I still booked it. When we were, paying for all the fees leading up with the sales agent, we didn't do a deep dive into what we were actually getting for those services. We didn't do our research. We were just so obsessed with growth and quick growth that, we weren't taking the time to look at everything from an analytical point of view. We just thought, everyone's helping us out here. Let's blow this brand up. So we wouldn't have learned from this mistake if we didn't go through this, but we definitely trust our guts more often now.
And another obvious one, make a plan. Kat and I were kind of flying wherever the wind took us and going with whomever wanted to work with us. So in the whole exercise of going through what our goals were for the business, we made a plan, and we've been referring to it in our regular meetings, figuring out if we're on track, if we need to pivot, if we need to do things differently. And if we had had a plan at the very beginning, maybe it would have been easier for us to decide that expanding into a new country is probably not the best move for us right now. So those are the 3 lessons that we learned, and this leads us to where we're at now.
So where are we at today? We have an amazing team that helps us with production, shipping, sales, marketing. We are hyper-focused on growing our community, both internally and externally, and that's one of our core values. We've finally cut ourselves a paycheck, so that's huge. I was able to head on my honeymoon 2 years after my wedding last spring. Victoria's going on her honeymoon tomorrow evening. Very exciting.
Got a lot of packing to do.
And we have our expenses under check. Our eyes are open to the numbers now, and we look at them weekly, as I mentioned. And I think overall, we're much more agile. We know when something doesn't feel right, or when we think we've made a poor decision, we act quickly, and we act on it immediately, especially in times like today when, things are getting more expensive and we have to watch our expenses. So there's always going to be fuck-ups, but now we have a plan, we trust our gut, and we are okay with growing slowly. Thank you. Good job.
We're short a microphone,
We can share.
it's okay. No, I was just going to say I love this story because another thing I said at the beginning is like, you only really fail if you stop, right? This is a great story about that. So we have time. We're running a little behind, but we can take a few questions. Yeah?